part 38, and I'm finally gonna just take a little break from mining terracotta and sand for today. Considering we've mined 18 shulker boxes worth of each over the past like 3 days, so we're taking a little break from that for right now. I will try and make another big push relatively soon to get it all really done, and we'll also take this time to smelt up the glass. But today I'd like to focus on just get some other stuff done. Namely, if you saw the title of all this, we're going to be detailing the base finally. After like 18 billion years, it's going to happen. That way I can actually get a bunch of stuff done and make my base look really good. And then eventually we'll start working on like actual room stuff and whatnot, but that won't be too bad neither, so not too worried about it. But I figured this would be a good change of pace because I've been working on a bunch of sand and terracotta and all that crap for a little bit too long. So we're gonna take it a little easier today. I'm tired of working on it. I know people aren't really, I mean, I'm certainly not happy like watching it or doing it, but like I've said, it has to be done so we can start working on like the fun shit of designing an entire whole ass city. Because that ain't gonna just happen overnight. I don't know if I'd want to design the city in creative or some shit or not, but I doubt it. I think I'll just try and because I got a rough idea of what. Although I should actually try and map out what block palettes I should be using for each kind of district and all that. I got a couple of rough ideas, but about like different things within that city. But it's a matter of actually chaining it together in a nice coherent way. Makes sense. But yeah, here's all of our sand. We're still smelting a lot of glass, a little bit too much glass. Wow, that's a lot. But we're not worried about that right now. We're gonna start work on doing some detailing, maybe adding some more wood for support beams and whatnot. Because again, this is cool and all, but it's not making a whole bunch of sense. Because it's too between the fact that it's too flat and also like I need to texture it. So what we're gonna do first, because there's got to be like a certain way that I have to do this. But we're gonna go ahead and make this stuff not flat by adding a bunch of things like dirt and just more of those like smaller like cubic bits like we've done in the past. That's what we're gonna be doing today. I'm also gonna be putting away these spare buttons and all that. That's settled really quick. Didn't take too long. I'll get my Fortune 3 shovel because I'm gonna be using Podzol to some extent. I will put the wood box away. I don't need it for now. And we'll go ahead and switch out the shovel and we'll just get started. So I would like to reasonably have all this done today, actually, if I can help it. I think I can help it, which is why we're gonna try and go for it. Hmm. Okay, I have seriously got to like put some tools back in better spots. I'm short a Fortune 3 shovel. There we go. That's what's gonna happen. So this comes back with me. We'll go ahead and shift that away. And in this pink box by here, we'll go ahead, switch these out. I double clicked. Oops. I didn't click at all, apparently. Wait, oh, these were both Fortune 3? Kind of bizarre. That's good at least. Yeah, we'll go ahead and toss our, spares. We'll go ahead and toss them away up in here. And I'll have to condense some of this stuff into another shulker box or something proper. Because this is definitely not efficient for what I should use, so. Okay, I don't gotta worry about that for right now. Yeah, I'll have to reorganize some shoulders again. You know how that goes. It shouldn't be too bad though. And we got our Fortune 3, and we should be good to get started. We got a bunch of grass, all that good stuff. Got a spare under chest, and we should be good to go here. And go ahead and get rid of some of this, but luckily there ain't too much I gotta do. But one of our biggest issues that we have right now with how this is detailed is like this looks solid. I think there's some color, some texture would do wonders here, and we could kind of use this stuff as like a proof of concept of like if texturing or colors would be better on like something of this size. Um, but if you've noticed, like this side looks like much better in comparison to this side, even though they're both made out of the same materials. And I think it's more due to the fact of like these smaller like cubic chunks because it's too flat here. So we got to break that up and make it not as flat. Because again, this looks great. This looks pretty cool. Maybe we could do with like one in that corner or something. But over here, with how flat that is, it does not look as great. So again, stuff's got to be switched around. And also it's good too because it's actually like functional as well. So like with a jump boost too and all that, I can actually like get up here and in some of these weirder areas. But so this is one of the big parts. Well, one of the big problems is like this flat wall, for example. I'd have to have stuff coming up through here and on this side a little bit more. But we'll start on like the top part and we'll kind of work our way down to this part eventually. But I guess let's just go ahead and get started. So we do got some coarse dirt and things like that, but always got to be careful. Got some grass here. Again, this stuff's going to be kind of free form and all that, so I don't got any plan in mind for this. I got a rough idea for like the building style that I should be using, and we can always like fine tune some of it a little later too. I just got to get something down, because then I can always have something to work with. That's good. Still no word back, unfortunately, if I got that job yet or not, so I'm still kind of waiting to hear about that. I hope I do. It's been looking good, but here, we'll go ahead and just. I know I haven't done like hardly anything yet, but I kind of just want to prove that, this is probably the right thing to do. So, let's see. And obviously, we can move it so like that's not quite as close of a gap, but you can see already how much of a difference it's starting to make. I mean, look how bland this part is compared to that part, You can always have something like going into here, like an actual walkway. Or I can connect these up too. I got enough options, so. I'm not exactly the best at some of these like finer bits that I'm gonna have to start working on, so it's just a process to get this figured out for right now. Which I will, it's just gonna take some time, so won't be too bad. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue what I'm doing when it comes to this stuff, so it's gonna take a little bit. I think it'll be worth it, but this ain't exactly the easiest stuff to figure out, especially because I don't really have a particular goal in mind for right now. I just want some of this extended out first, and then we can work on like texturing and whatnot. Because texturing can't exactly really solve the problem of this being too flat, not by itself at least. It'll definitely help, but it won't just straight up solve it, so that's why we gotta work on things like this first. Alright, good. Maybe that'll help bring some more variety into, who knows. Might have to add some kind of support for this stuff just so it doesn't look so bizarre and out of place. Because I mean, it is still just square, but maybe it'll get better soon enough. Who knows? And then I gotta do something there to help out a bit. I honestly have no clue what I'm doing, to be honest. But I'm trying to terraform this mountain the way I've been terraforming it, where a lot more like cubic and angular because I think it looks cool. But I have no fucking clue what I'm doing, so that doesn't usually help at all. But that's alright for now, I guess. I'm just trying to make this not as flat because the issue I had over here with this was that it was too flat. But then if I like, come over to a place like over here, it's not as flat. It looks a lot better over here where it's not as flat than over there where it is like, flatter over at the top now. But it's starting to come together a little bit more. But you can see from like here, this stuff just, it's better. Like at least I think it's better because, there's a lot more going on, but it's not really overwhelming. It's just there's good depth and like all this other stuff. So, but with this part, all this was pretty much flat until I started adding some stuff there at the bottom. So I just have to figure out how to make this like not as flat, but not like too busy to where it kind of like takes away from it or some shit like that. And then I gotta like texture it too with like coarse dirt or like concrete powder, all that kind of stuff. But I just need to get kind of like the foundation of it done, and then I can texture it or make it have color, all that kind of fun stuff. So problem is I'm not a builder at all. I've lived in this cave. I've lived in this pretty much spot for like I think it's been about 300 days. Yeah, right, day 352, and I wasn't here in day one, so been about 300 days or so I lived in this exact hole, and like about time I actually started working on my base and at least making the outside look a lot better so then I can actually afford to do stuff on the inside. But it's coming along at least. It does take a while though. Because I don't have any plan with any of this kind of stuff. I just kind of have a rough idea of what I should be going for, and I try and do it and then see if it looks good. And if it doesn't, I just readjust it. 300 days is, it sounds like a lot, but to be honest, it really ain't too much. Although it's been like 80 hours since I've started this, but I've gotten a lot done in this world, so I'm pretty happy with it. But I'm only doing this for today because I'm just taking a little break because I'm working on a gigabase in the background to actually better go check up on it. But I need oh, okay, good thing I did. I need 50 shulker boxes of glass and 50 shulker boxes of red terracotta. I've been collecting all this sand and terracotta for the past week. I've gotten about like 30 of each, and I did like 18 in the past like 3 days, so I'm like kind of burnt out from getting all this sand and terracotta, which is why I'm taking a little breather for today. Alrighty, we are going to dump out some of this stuff for now. But I'm planning on building a very big sphere, and then I'm gonna cram an entire city inside of it, and then, just at least make it look cool. I mean, I got some of it like planned out a little bit in my head, but not a lot. That's okay. I just need some kind of a rough idea for right now. Another box. Go ahead and put this away. This is how much just in glass that I have so far. Like, 13 boxes of glass and 29 of terracotta, red terracotta to be specific. So I'm nearing that halfway point on the glass. It's just taking a while. I'm gonna go ahead and grab another shulker box. Do I have an empty one? Huh, I guess none of these are particularly empty. That stinks. But, oh well. I did bring one of them over in a normal box, to be fair. Come on, man. Keyboard's not been doing too good. I really have got to get a new one, but kind of short on money for now, so I'm waiting to hear back from this internship. So if I get it, then I'll be making a good bit of money, and and I can afford a keyboard and a better mic and things of that nature. And I won't be working too many hours neither, so I can actually still afford to stream. So that's good. Mainly because I'm a college student too, so they can't even be working me too many hours to begin with. I don't think they couldn't, but they, bad idea. I'm trying to actually get my education in order. I will go ahead and just kind of put away some of this stuff, but yeah, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it, Liebert. Very kind of you, but like I said, still trying to get all this stuff knocked out, so it's just gonna take a long time, and that's all right. I got plenty of time to spare for now, so I'm not too worried about it. I just want to get this done eventually, just one day. Yeah, good thing I came back in to check in on this, because I kind of ran out of room. I would have just overflowed into the hoppers, to be fair, so at least it wouldn't have been too bad, but still got to be careful about that. I'm thinking about making a shulker shell farm at some point, because I've got one in the end, but it's more of a manual based farm, so it ain't really no, it only does stuff when I'm there, and I have to be the one who like kills them and like triggers the whole mechanism and all that stuff. So I've been thinking about making an automatic one here, so that way I can get ready to get the how did we get here achievement and all that, because I got a good enough location where I can actually get it, and get every like status effect in the game and that kind of deal. I've never done before, so that's why I'm trying to. That was sand. That's not glass. There we go. I'm literally shift clicking on sand. What do you mean? Like what? That's just weird. Regardless of that, go ahead and get some more of this put away. Okay, yeah, something's that. Is there just like a hidden like stack or something? Because I was definitely clicking on sand of the shift click, but that was weird. I guess it ain't too big of a deal, but there we go. So we'll go ahead and refill the lava, and then we'll just keep going with the terraforming. Yeah, lava farming is very useful. In fact, it's so useful I might actually consider making a second super smelter in the near future. Or just extending this one out to be like really long. Even though I kind of can't, because it's I'd have to do some terraforming outside to kind of get blend in better. Because like right outside this stone wall is like, the outside, and like, kind of can't have that right now. That's alright. And I've really got to make a spare bow, or I might make a shulker box of them one day just to flex with, power 5 on Breaking 3 and Infinity. I don't really use punch, and I don't really have a reason to use flame on it, because I don't like, fire aspect or flame on, swords and bows. It's fine for like a little bit of extra damage, but or to like cook animals, but I'm set on food, so I don't know if I have to shoot a cow or nothing. But that should be everything for now, so let's go ahead and just kind of get back to it, I guess. But I should probably harvest this cacti soon. But a lot of the stuff on the inside of this stuff is going to be more like colored terracotta and whatnot. Just because I kind of want this to be more of like a miniature city, and then like I'm gonna have a castle built up in those fake mountains after I like make the mountains better, because they're a little bit too thin for right now, and they're not really filled in the back neither. It's more just kind of there as a placeholder, a proof of concept kind of deal. But and I want some of this stuff, like some of these particularly flat parts, like here for example, I want it to be used for like farmland, just to kind of have some kind of like aesthetic. Because if this is going to be more of a city thing, they got to have somewhere where they're getting their food from. So I figure about here and here should be a very good place to set up a couple of like wheat farm, potato farm. You know, maybe have like a little like cow pen in here kind of deal, you know? But it's just gotta have something to kind of make it coherent and actually mix together well. And also there's no mountains in the back here, like I said, so I'm gonna have to work on that too at some point. But, I mean, this kind of like flat terrace look, I really like it personally. I'm still like trying to learn how to like really do it very well, but I really like it because it's easier for me to start kind of learning how to terraform. It's a lot more angular and all that kind of fun stuff. So go ahead and hop down here. You can take damage. That's funny. Oh shoot! I definitely. Oh shit! Where did I put that? I put it. Oh wait, it's still down there, isn't it? Hold up. Seem to have left my shulker box down in here, I think. Yep, there it is. We kind of need that. No pigment. We're good. Hey, welcome back, Scooby-Doo fan. How you doing? Working on terraforming is a nice change of pace. I'm no longer mining terracotta and sand for today. Just thank God, because I kind of got a little burnt out of that, so I'm gonna try and prevent it some more. That still needs to be too wide, so I can't do nothing about this here. I need to get some grass. This part needs to be better. It's getting a little bit better near the tops, and we'll be able to do a. Actually, we'll do a flyby right now just to make sure I'm not gonna. We'll go ahead and head back up here. I gotta make more fireworks soon. I actually do have some extra, but you can see that's kind of already looking a lot better than just being flat and then going up every couple of layers to like the next layer. That looks a good bit better, yeah. That part in the middle there needs some more work and just a tiny bit of work near the top and definitely at the bottom, but otherwise that bigger square up there, I need to figure out how I want to fill that. But and then I need to do some stuff down here. Like I think I'm getting rid of this farm, to be perfectly honest. I might I might turn this into like a beach with sand and all that stuff at the very least, but the potato farm's gonna have to go. I was using that when I was still like, no, I'm obviously been playing survival the whole time, but like when I'm like, I've got all this other stuff set up, so I don't ever have to like make baked potatoes again, and I got like an overabundance of golden carrots, so I have to get rid of that because I don't need it anymore. That's what I was using for my food, and then I, pretty much did never need to use it, so. This is the part here we gotta work on. And it's gonna be a little weird because I think what I can do is remove that, maybe get something like this going. And we'll see if I got some grass. I should. There we go. Knock knock, who's there? Door who? That looks a little better. That'll go. Shoot, I'm gonna have to back up and see if I actually like this or not. How adorable, you're expecting a good joke. Yeah, fair enough. I can respect it. Knock knock jokes are pretty funny. Well, as long as they're good ones, but that one was pretty good, so I'll give it a pass. I gotta figure out what I'm doing though. As in I have no clue what I'm doing. I'd say probably about there. Well, I need the grass if it's gonna do that. Extend this down a bit. Dang, my beacon effects. This base is too big for me to actually have a beacon going through the whole way through, so I might have to put in a second set of 6 to actually fix that. I can't even get my jump boost effect or nothing. That makes this a little bit more annoying to traverse right now. Alright, we'll go ahead and get rid of all these potatoes. I'll just go burn them or something. I'll throw them into the ocean. Either one, it don't matter. They're not too useful anymore. I don't even think they were even that useful for me this time to begin with, because, you know, I had the food situation sorted out pretty quickly because I was doing villager trading stuff really early on. So it kind of like saved my ass. We'll just get rid of these. Into the ocean they go. Like any other major corporation, I too pollute the ocean with random shit that I don't want, or that I don't want to think about. Fill that back in. Wow, that was quick. And at some point, I'm gonna tear down a bunch of these walls too, because nothing can get up into here, so they can kind of go. I spent so much time spawn proofing, I don't have to worry anymore. Oh, I don't need potatoes anymore. I mean, I've got some spare just in case if I ever need to regrow them, or I can always just go get some pretty easy, but I just don't really need them anymore. But I'm gonna get rid of these at some point, just so that way, you know, hopefully it opens it up a little bit and looks less like a prison and more like just, you know, an actual island. Is nothing's gonna, well, once I get rid of this part, that is, nothing should be able to really get up into here. And I'll probably put in a couple more docks and whatnot, just so that way there's some like nicer way up into here and all. But I'd have to gate those off just a little bit. Like that wall there, for example, can stay because it's all like lined with wood and all that, so it makes enough sense. But this stuff here doesn't really need to stay anymore, because there's kind of nothing left for me to really protect against. Is between the fact that nothing's gonna kill me and also like, you know, nothing can climb up into here. I don't got anything to, so I'll just go ahead and chop some of this down and we'll go ahead and put some dirt on some of these other parts too. Just so that way it's not all like flat with the ocean, or some of these parts I'll cut down. Like this, this one I can probably build up just fine. Now this part I need to kind of, I think I need to cut this back, honestly. Because I don't think I can extend a mountain for too long to... I don't want it to be like too shallow of an angle to where like it just kind of looks weird. Because I want it to kind of be like fairly steep to actually have it go back. I don't know if what I'm saying is gonna make a whole bunch of sense, but you'll see what I mean here in a second. But we're mainly gonna like kind of shave this off and then, you know, connect it up back to the ocean and all that. So. I should... Oh, I don't actually have a spare bucket. Luckily it didn't matter, but... I gotta make sure I get a bucket back on me again. Kind of knock that down. There we go, that's a little bit better. So I could also put in some things for more kind of aesthetic purposes, just so that way it looks a little bit nicer. So like I could put like a little like table and chair out here, and then have like, because this is still flat again, I need to have something to kind of like connect up a little bit. Like some of it can be flat, just not all of it. So like we'll do something like this here to kind of help. And again, I can always kind of sit down and like refine it too. I just need something put down just to make sure, I gotta have some idea of what I'm doing. Because then I can actually figure out if it actually looks good or not, and then, if I know if it looks good or not, then I can just change it. I'm trying to do what I can to address like the very aggressive like lack of depth that I have in this daily, so I'm gonna try and fix that. There we go. Something like that ought to help. Yeah, something like this ought to be at least solid. We'll have to wait for the grass to kind of grow back in a little bit. I'll put in some stuff in the middle just to help kind of speed it along, but I don't need to put in a whole bunch. Yeah, I could have like a little chair and like like an umbrella with some like carpet here, so it should help out a little bit. And I don't think this part is too flat, like there's enough here to break it up, so it's not as uninteresting. Let's see if I know what the hell I'm actually talking about, so we'll go to this beach here real quick and kind of see what's going on. Oh, I guess it's a little bit too far away to really see good enough, but definitely see how it is starting to not be as flat, and it's got enough variety built in. Yeah, once the grass turns green, I think I could dig it. So, and then this part looks great too. It's just that tiny little bit at the top, and then I think we're done with this side. And I also need to do some about this too, because I don't know if this is quite enough either. Again, I got a very specific style I'm trying to actually go for, and I don't know if, I'm pulling it off quite correctly. But you can see how on the right side with all the stuff I have been working on, it's looking better. There's still some little bits like there I need to do. I need to figure out something here, and then I need all that stuff to kind of get worked out on too. But some of this will be switched out with colored terracotta at some point. I just need to figure out where that should happen. But some of that's also going to be textured with like coarse dirt or like brown concrete powder or like miscellaneous brown blocks that I forget what are in the game, but just something to help break it up, because the actual putting in physical blocks to kind of like break up the depth or like the lack of depth is really helpful. But then I can mix in some coarse dirt in some very good spots that should help break it up even more. So the outside stuff like this, for example, like this is what I consider to be outside. It should be a lot more like mountainous and like have that coarse dirt and kind of like texture along with these different bits sticking out. And same with this part here. But once you kind of get more towards like the beacon on the inside and all that, that's when it should kind of like about here-ish where the yeah, I won't be able to show it off if I do that 'cause I'll die, but somewhere about inland here, kind of in this general area, this is when it can start becoming more like an actual city. But a lot of the outside stuff needs a lot more depth, and it needs to be kind of terraformed to have like dirt. Like it has to be built out of dirt. And then when we get inside here, that's when we start bringing in our different colors for terracotta and actually building an entire city and all that kind of stuff. Well, yeah, I mean, like banners, of course, too. Brown wool would actually be a pretty solid alternative too. I just gotta like make sure it actually matches up fairly nicely with the dirt. So yeah, like coarse dirt, concrete powder, brown wool. Banners, I don't know quite as much. I don't think I'd like that too much. But brown wool definitely is something I should really look into because that should help out quite a little bit. But like something like this, where it's like inland, you can't really see it from outside. This is what would be like colored terracotta because it's got the nice framing. It's like a pretty small wall, so the texture would be kind of stupid. And I don't. The other big detail too is like I don't want this to come out anymore with like more dirt and more cubic. I don't want it. I want this to be flat. So that's why something like this would be colored terracotta versus something like that over there. Also, we're gonna go sleep just to make sure I don't like decimate my villagers by accident. You know, I do have an iron farm running. I would like to have an iron farm that could still run, so not having any of my dudes turn into witches. Oh, well, I got a lightning rod, actually, so I got nothing to worry about, because it's all the way up there with the sheep pen, but still gotta make sure that I don't risk it. But stuff on the outside here needs to be a lot more, like, kind of rough and, like, you know, actual terrain, but more of that stuff on the inside doesn't. Like, this part is fine just because it's part of my actual house. It's kind of built into the side of the mountain. Like, this gets a pass, but all this stuff around it does not get a pass, so I gotta do something to fix it. And I don't know if wooden planks are gonna look too good neither, because I want it to be like more of that actual like dirt and like dirty kind of material. Because wood does match with the color, but like in terms of like texture, like you can kind of tell wood. Well, maybe not. Maybe not from a distance. I don't know. I don't want it to be too awkward up close. And podzol like in the middle part sometimes, so it has like those thin lines of brown. I don't know if that'll look good. I'll have to try it, but again, first things first is getting some of this stuff done. So you know, I actually got something good to work with here. That's what I'm really more concerned with, at least for now. I know this does kind of make this a little bit more like, you know, claustrophobic or whatever, but it ain't that big of a deal to me. I don't really mind it. So we go ahead and hop up here. And then I can probably extend that. Maybe I should lower it down one more block, but after I'm done with like this, like getting all this terraforming done, I'm gonna like kind of just start working on like an actual house because you know the place that I live in, and I'm sure you've seen it a lot, is this needs to have moss carpet on it. That way it actually looks like passable. This is just an empty room. It's got a decent enough view at least. Like I'd like to get the mountains to be bigger so you could see them a little bit more and all that. Um, but this is just an empty room. So this has got to not be an empty room at some point. Uh, this is also a comically empty room, which has also got to not be an empty room at some point. This is fine. I use this for personal shit. I don't care what this looks like. But this and the floor above need to be better. This is pretty solid, although I should try and decorate it with some amethyst and all that at some point. Try and redecorate this at some point. But once I get the terraforming done, I can start kind of getting a bunch of normal terracotta so I can like dye it and then I can use it for kind of coloring all these walls on the inside. Because I don't want to texture everything with like coarse dirt and all that stuff. 'Cause I don't want all this to be dirt. I want to have like a huge bit of color, like just kind of like dotted around like everywhere on the inside here. It's just the outside needs to be more natural and more like an actual mountain. But then when you kind of get to the inside, that's when it starts getting like, you know, some nice color and some nice diversity with that color. Because, you know, I don't want dirt fucking everywhere, even if it is coarse dirt and all that stuff. So, you know, don't want to risk it. So you might not have noticed, or you might have noticed rather, I literally did not care I fell down that because, well, they're not going to kill me. I have resistance 2, I got all this shit, I also got feather falling 4, so I don't even know if fall damage can really kill me that well even more. And I even got a totem, so like nothing would really do it. Fuck it, hang on. Just a flex. Again, I got a totem, so it's okay if I die, but okay, so that would have killed me. This is why we always wear a totem. So we're not gonna do that again, ever. It's just good to know that it's there, I guess. But luckily I have 18 quadrillion extra totems, so I don't actually have anything to really fear. And I got that achievement out of the way. So we'll go ahead and say that was just for the achievement and not me like totally being overconfident or nothing. We'll say that was for the achievement, so I don't have to get it later. Yeah, totally. Anyways, moving on. That never happened. Oh yeah, so I flew up like 300 blocks to just try and flex that I wouldn't die from fall damage. And I would have died from fall damage had I not had a totem, so that would have been quite an embarrassing way to go, but luckily I didn't die because I had a totem, but man, I had to use a totem for it. But yeah, I flew 300 blocks into the air just to flex, and me and my big mouth need to shut the fuck up sometimes, because dang, that would have killed me had I not had that, so that's no good. I need some more fireworks, so I'll go ahead and take half a stack there, pop this back, and we'll just keep on terraforming. Yeah, maybe one day my dumbass will learn not to do stuff like that. Will I? No, absolutely not. But should I? Probably. But I will not, though. I think what I can do for this part is if I can arc it, maybe if I can arc it, that might actually help it. Because I just need something to break up, yeah, and then I do something like this to, kind of like taper it inward, I guess. Something like that, and then I fill in all that empty space up there. That should help out with that part tremendously. Because I'm trying to not have everything be so flat for once. So. Here we go. Go ahead and pop my grass block. I'll have to figure something else out with this part here, but I think this does help out a bit. Let's find out. What do we got? Yep, that does help. Makes it not as flat. That part is now the new flat part, so I do need to have something to kind of help break it up. Or maybe that's something I can leave to texturing, so I don't want it to get too busy. So how about we leave it to texturing for now, and then if I still don't like it, we'll kind of extend this up just a tiny little bit, or something to that effect. But and I guess that actually needs to be a little bit thicker at the top, because having it be one wide like that, I don't really like that. It looks too thin. It's gotta have some kind of like enough support to it. So we'll go ahead and just do something like that. There we go. A little better. I'll figure out the finer details too at some point. I just need something for now. Where was I? Oh, this stuff here. I want something to do with this. And then something like here needs to be better too. I'll figure out some of the finer stuff in a bit, but I just gotta have something down. There we go. Oh, good luck out there. Thanks for joining today, by the way. I really appreciate it. So, but yeah, come back soon. Shoot. What do I want to do? Something like this needs to be color because there's no real way I could like extend this out with this staircase being here. There's no need to, so it might have to use some of this wood again and just kind of have this go up, extend it out, and then bring it down, and then have it be like a bunch of color or something. Actually, you know what? We'll kind of get prepped for that just in case, because I think that's probably the only way to really go. Something like that. Go ahead and trim out some of this stuff. And then I need to get some more logs, and then I need to make them those double-sided ones. And then I need to connect it up over there. So we'll go ahead and grab some spare logs. I should have like 2 stacks just laying around. I might have to go farming for some wood again. Here we go. Go ahead and bring all these. Throw that stuff away. I got some more walls that need to be put away too. Let's go. I should have a box with cobblestone bits in it. There we go. I'll dump those away. I'll go ahead and kind of get up here. We'll fill this in with dirt just for now. Again, this might be something I want to switch out with colored terracotta in the near future. We are getting there. I was until this flat part. You know, I don't know if I like that being open or not. I don't think I do, so and I just cover it up a little bit. Go ahead and grab some more dirt. In fact, I'm actually pretty much out of dirt this time around. Oh, I got more dirt, obviously, but I had to resort to breaking podzol. I don't know why I ever saved all this podzol, to be perfectly honest. It should have just been dirt. But we just need a little bit more, like, kind of here. And that ought to be good. And then we need quite a decent chunk going up. And then it needs to kind of connect into this wall a little bit. And then a lot of this is probably going to be terracotta, so because it's a little bit too weird to try and like texture, or not to texture, but to try to make this flat. Maybe I will try it just a little bit because I do have some space to work with, but I have to be a little careful with it. We'll go ahead and do a quick flyby and see what we got. That's pretty solid. Um, Again, like work needs to be done up there, but we've already discussed that. I think this does look pretty good. There's a little bit too much of a flat spot here, so that needs to be like kind of worked out a little bit. But otherwise, it's doing fairly good. So I need to extend up like these two like middle ones a little bit more, and then kind of bulge it out just a little bit. Don't just all be Podzol. Why is it all just Podzol? Fuck. Great. God, I have got to like. Oh, I got an actual dirt box too, but I have got to get rid of this Podzol, like seriously. Alright, could be in here, yep. Get some extra grass. This part here is too flat too, that's gotta go. Why did I want to come up here again? I think this part should be good. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just kind of get this part figured out. Shouldn't really be too difficult. There. There we go. It's looking pretty solid. Again, just that top part there and the tiniest little bit here. And then I guess some stuff near the top here. Otherwise, we ought to be good. Pretty much good. Guys, and I don't know what else I should really be changing after I do this. So. I'll figure it out. Oh, not for today, Frank. Nah, I'm kind of burnt out because I got another 18 shulker boxes of that stuff yesterday, so I got to do something to change the pace a little bit because I'm getting tired of it. Because believe me, I already did a lot, so just trying to figure out how this terraforming business should work. Answer is I have no clue how it should work, so that's what we're trying to figure out. Um, I better go check on the super smelter. I'm still thinking about that. Because I've been kind of ignoring it for right now, and it's been a little bit too long. We'll go ahead and hey, come on. I got out on how spruce wood works apparently. That should do it. And again, all this stuff that's kind of sectioned off by wood, that's what we're going to be using terracotta on, just to help add some color. But let's go check on the super smelter. That's been running for a long time. Yeah, alright. We got to refuel on lava for some of these bits. In fact, I actually ran out of sand. Well, I say ran out of sand, but here we go. Now let's start kind of making some more here. And I gotta dump some stuff away real quick. Dang, that's crazy. I really should include another second smelter so I can actually keep up with production, because, man, it's seriously a lot of sand that I have to go through. I'm backlogged on it for a while, which is also kind of why we're taking today off from mining, because I should try and get a bunch of this glass smelted before I really get any more. Yeah, we're barely making a dent in all that lava, which is why I'm gonna kind of increase that production speed, because, well, ain't nothing left for it. And I'm not gonna be using lava for anything else, I don't think, other than fueling this stuff, so I gotta get some good use out of it. I don't really want to make this smaller, obviously, because there's no real need to. I mean, it could be useful if I want to make like a custom like biome or something with like a volcano, anything related to that at all. I probably wouldn't, but it's better to be prepared for that just in case. Or just to have it in general, because I am going to be making another biome, to be fair, at some point. That's like way down the line, but, you know, still going to happen, so. that away. Got another shoulder of glass. Go ahead and throw that away in here too. But we're nearing our 18th full shulker box of glass. We got 15 right now, so we are making progress, but it's still just slow ass progress, but it still counts as progress. So. I'm stupid. Did I? Which shulker box did I use to? Huh. That is weird. I think I better go grab another white shulker box real quick. I definitely mismanaged something because I'm kind of short a weird amount, so I'm either short one white box or I'm not. But luckily I got a bunch of spares, so it's not that big of a deal. Not to go back and grind shulker shells, which is my main issue. I don't have to do that, so that's good. But I'll go ahead and just a bunch of this put away. This might even be another box. Might be just shy though. That's not supposed to be there. Yep. It was another box. That's good. Go ahead and toss that. Here we go. Yeah, right. 16 boxes of glass, so we're getting there. I'm working through this backlog. I got another 13 boxes to smelt, so that's cool. For the part where it's really not, but I can't do anything about that, so it don't matter. I think I'm just about done. I've only got like a tiny little bit near the top that I should have to terraform. But otherwise, I think I'm pretty much done with this part of the terraforming. I'm still doing more, obviously, but like again, terracotta, terracotta. Otherwise, looks great. I worked out the little flat bits there. There's a tinier one there now that I have to do, but I think I could honestly leave it as is, and it's not really too big of a deal. I think I'll leave it as is just because I can't have everything be too busy. And if if I need to, have it be, like, not flat, then that's fine too. This looks solid. Need to do a little bit up there at the very top. This is looking better now that the grass is in place. And here's an angle we haven't really seen. Little bit more there and there. So we'll go ahead and go to the bottom here and we'll see what I need to do. Out here. Now I don't know if it should probably be stone, but maybe dirt will be fine. Maybe I can get away with it. Got no grass. Yeah. That's a good door. That's crazy. That's looking better. We just had that part right here that I'm about to crash directly into to do. There we go. We'll go ahead and get this part done. I know this ain't exactly the most like complex thing in the world or nothing, but it's fine. It's not really too big of a deal. Yeah, and I still think it looks cool at least, so got that going for it. Might help to have some plants at some point too, some like ferns or something like that. They just got to be put down better than those ones that I just broke, but I'll figure that out later. Looks pretty good from this angle. We'll go ahead and fly out over to here, see what it looks like. Like 2 blocks up there at the top should pretty much do it. And pop back up here. About there, I said. I think this is fine, honestly. Shouldn't have to do any more. Yeah, there we go. It's a lot better. Alrighty, cool. So I think we're pretty much done with the terraforming part of all of this for now. Because again, this is better. I like this a lot more. That part was pretty good, and we'll go ahead and land at the tree farm to see the last little bit. That looks better too. There's enough like depth now to help break it up a lot more. So now for these parts I can work on texturing. For these parts I can put in some different colored terracotta. Same with these parts over here. That's what I was going to prep for. Because this ended up being too long. Well, actually I never did quite finish that end, did I? I left my shulker box up there. I gotta go back and get it. I'm not flying for it. I'm gonna save the firework. I made quite a good bit of progress on terraforming some of these mountains. These were the biggest problem, like these mountains specifically. These ones were like the shittiest ones that I had to work on. So there are other ones over like on the other side of this place that I need to work on too, but they're not as bad. I think I kind of already did work on them to some extent when I was fixing that up over there. Oh, I better go check on the turtles too. I forgot. I was hatching sea turtles not too long ago. So and naturally they have still not hatched. I don't think it has to be sand. It might have to be sand. I don't know. I haven't hatched them in a while, but I guess I'll go check for that. Um, Now for this part, I don't really know quite what I want to do. If I should either leave it like this and then just have like terracotta instead of dirt, like different colors of terracotta, not all the same color, or if I should like, focus on like starting to add up like little bits of mountain here and there. It's just because it's too long, and it's too short as well to like really add to comfortably add these kinds of things without it muting it up there at the top. I think what I'll do is I'll just add in terracotta and call it done for that part at least. I know that kind of is the easy way out, but it still should look pretty solid. I got some funny business with what I need to do here, but the last I think like terraforming stuff. Actually, no, it looks. I'll say something when I actually see it, but this was kind of help. This was supposed to kind of blend into this actual natural terrain over here, which is why this is like this. And then it does get cubic over here, and it really shouldn't because it's in kind of a weird spot. So we'll go ahead and fix that real quick, considering that shouldn't really take too long. So we'll go ahead and just kind of I don't know, like patch this up like this. There we go. I think something like that ought to just help it out. Go ahead and take a look at it again. There is a tiny little spot I missed. Right here. Go ahead and do that. There we go. That should actually do it, probably. I'll go ahead and double check. Yeah, that looks a lot better. There's only like that very tiny part up there that you can kind of tell what's, but it's so like minuscule. And I think what I can do literally to fix it is just knock these two out. And then probably maybe knock this one back. Something like that should kind of fix it up to make it look a lot more natural, but yeah, there we go. There we go, it's a lot better. Alright, cool. Sweet. So yeah, it turns out there is actually nothing here I need to do. All this stuff over here and around that corner, that's all meant to be like natural land, so I'm not altering any of that because I don't really need to do it. And that's alright. This is all flat up here just because I might make this a little bit more like steep and mountainous. But I kind of wanted this stuff in here to be like a little bit more of an oasis, so that's why that's like that. I did want to texture this from last time. Not texture, I wanted to, oh, I'm gonna have a harder time with this one because there's not as much stuff to work with. Maybe not, who knows. But definitely gonna make my life a little bit more awkward. And I'll do something like that. Guess that works too. I'm out of grass. I gotta have some somewhere else. Yep, plenty of it actually. Ominous hole. That's pretty solid. That part's a little bit too flat, but I don't think it's really too big of a deal to be fair. And again, that's obviously got to have an entrance. I could probably decorate it up a little bit with like vines or something to cover it so it don't look quite as out of place, but I think it's a problem I don't really care enough about to really try and fix. We gotta do this, because that looked a little weird. I don't know how I managed to do this one. It's kind of bizarre. Might have been a torch or something. I will go ahead and I think I'm pretty much good with terraforming. I don't think there's a whole bunch more I really need to do with it. I mean, I do have to do like some stuff here, but honestly, I don't. Again, it's just a canal. It's really not too big of a deal. So I don't really mind it looking like this neither, because I'm not even ever gonna. I'm not gonna be around here enough to like have to care about this. So. But yeah. So again, where the wood parts are, we're gonna be having terracotta. Where the not wood parts are over there, we're gonna be texturing with various bits of dirt and brown blocks and all that kind of fun stuff. Because we finally got ahead and got all the depth added, so I just need to get a bunch of coarse dirt and whatnot. And I need a bunch of terracotta, but that'll have to come separately. Because I'll have to mine a bunch of like normal terracotta and then like dye it all to like their own different colors. So I'll have like an entire shulker box of each different color of terracotta. So that way I got plenty to work with. And then we'll go ahead and try texturing this, I guess, but otherwise I'm not 100% sure what else I should really do. I don't want to mine any more sand today for terracotta. I'm tired of it. We can do that tomorrow, I guess, but just not today. So let me go ahead and try and get some of the coarse dirt. I know I got to go. I don't know if it should be more like a gradient where it's kind of like coarse near the top or the bottom and then it fades into like either dirt or grass, or if it should be kind of speckled in there in like patches, just kind of help break up like the uniformness. So we'll try it. We'll try it in like kind of patches first. And I guess we'll just kind of see how that goes at least. We'll just try it on like this wall for now, like this face, so won't be nothing too crazy. We'll try it in some of these like little dense clusters like up there to be good. We don't need to overdo it, I just need a little bit here and there. So we'll go ahead and add in just like a tiny little bit more some of these other spots. Alright, let's see how well that looks. That's pretty much the most I should really add because it's a pretty tiny space down there at the bottom. We'll go ahead and see what this looks like. Maybe it looks like shit, who knows, but it's just, man, it's not the right shade, like, oh, fuck. I don't know, like, it looks awkward as hell there when there's only like a tiny little splotch of it, but then when it is like clustered like it is down there, oh, it's even clustered like there, and it doesn't even look that good. I need something to actually match the tone of the, well, I don't know, man. Is dirt too dark and too coarse? But then I don't think there's gonna be anything that's even closer to dirt other than literally dirt, so. Hmm. Shoot, I don't know. I don't really like it personally. I think I genuinely do just like it being solid dirt. I'm not gonna lie. 'Cause I always liked it as solid dirt, but I know it needs more like texturing to like not be bad. But at the same time, now that I've gotten like shit to break it up, I don't think I hate it as much anymore. So we're just gonna fucking get rid of this. And we're just gonna, I guess, go back to normal dirt and not really do any texturing. Unless like some like brilliant fucking idea hits me out of nowhere and I'm like, yes, oh my god, why haven't I thought of this before? We don't need to texture it, I don't think. I think it's kind of fine as is. Cause it's not like it's like it should be more subtle, but it shouldn't obviously be too subtle to where I can't see it, but it's just like jarring enough for me to like really fucking stick out like a sore thumb. Like, at least for me. That's why I don't really like it too much. Because it does just enough to, like, be visible, but it does too much to be visible. And it, like, you can very specifically tell, like, what blocks are coarse dirt and which ones aren't, and I don't like that. I guess it is kind of the point, but maybe I need to do it in larger, like, splotches or something in the near future. I don't know, but that certainly would not it, so... That should be all of them gone. Nope, there's a little bit more up there I gotta go do. Bro. Oh, I got an endermite. Where'd he go? Normally they're fairly useful, so I do try and save them, but not this time, I suppose. Get rid of that. There we go. I have to go look for that endermite real quick. Yeah, I think we're just gonna leave this as plain dirt until I really manage to figure out what the hell I'm actually doing. I do like it as plain dirt, like I genuinely do, but I do know it should definitely be like textured a little bit more. But I don't know what to really use, because again, that coarse dirt probably would help if I knew how to actually apply it better, and I just don't right now. I'll have to come back to that a little later. But again, I don't mind it as dirt. Like, it looks fine. Like I just, until I figure out how to like really, I don't know if that coarse dirt should be in like patches or if it should be spread out more or like whatever, but like I like this a lot more. And until I get, I don't, and the brown concrete powder, now that I'm sitting down and thinking about it, that shit's like too dark. And if coarse dirt was too dark, then brown concrete powder is going to be way too dark. So I don't know what to do. So we're just going to leave it as dirt for right now, and that'll be a problem for me in the future, I guess. Which, even then, it's not really an issue, because having all this extra depth and, like, variety with, like, the blocks has helped it out, like, massively. So I really don't mind. This cluster stuff is going to be more kind of, like, city-based. So I'm not going to, like, make it even more, like, dense and all that, or, you know, have more blocks kind of in these in-between parts. But, you know, farming-based here at the bottom, kind of more buildings and, like, quirky structures, and then even more, like, buildings in the back, and then big-ass castle mixed into that mountain. And then, you know, some other stuff that I do around. Let me look up turtle eggs really quickly. Give me a second. Do they have to be on sand for it, or like? I don't think they do, but they only hatch on sand blocks. Shit, so that was an issue. Oops. Well, I guess it's a good thing I've sat down and really thought about it now. But I'm about to say there's no way they should be taking that long for, you know, something to happen. So we're gonna go ahead and nick some of this sand, and got some sand, and now we're just gonna go ahead and put sand under them. And we're out of here. And get another ender pearl. There we go. I mean, I should have seen that one coming, to be fair, for how long it's taken for them to do anything, but I didn't. That's on me. I'll just leave them on like these single sand blocks just so I kind of know where they need to be, or, you know, where their home is. That way I know where to steal their eggs from and all that. But this whole place is just, you know, some random shit. Like I got farm cocoa beans down here. All these are purposefully 2 blocks tall because I don't want them to be able to get out, and there's no like vines or nothing. So they can't get out of here, but I can because I got jump boost. But um, it's just a little like nice little peaceful area and all that for them, so I don't really mind it. It's pretty nice. Not that it matters, but yeah, that's at least taken care of now. And we'll go ahead. This. I think I should cover this side up because it looks weird with it just being. Again, I think that's the problem I don't really need to think about for now because I don't want to get too overwhelmed with it. But all this stuff will be kind of like farmland to some extent, like a pathway that leads out, and then we got like a small little farm here, another farm there, and then if you come up to here, these terraces are more just for decoration. Might have a waterfall running down, like it kind of starts here, and then it pulls down into here, and then it kind of goes down, pulls into there, and just gotta have some kind of other stuff that. Oh, waterfall actually would help break up a lot of that stuff too. But yeah, again, like I said, pretty much an entire like tiny city up there, maybe like a little bit more up here or so. They got to get their food from somewhere, so they're getting it through there. And then I use these. Although I will be moving this because I do plan on, or I'd like to plan on it at least. But I think it'd be really interesting if I could manage to kidnap some villagers. I put them like up in here and I give them little houses, all that kind of stuff. So we'll have to see how that one goes. Don't know if it'll be possible. Well, it definitely will be possible. I just don't want them to like think they can go like over here and then they end up like walking off a cliff and fucking dying. Like go way out of my way to either kill them myself or to like bring them back. And I don't want to have this whole thing fenced off either. That's the other thing too. So, but I mean, let's actually take a look at the coarse dirt on this part because hopefully I'll get some better inspiration for it. But I don't mind the coarse dirt on these parts as they actually are like really densely clustered and they're only used on like the beaches. I mean, it seems like it works the best when you can't really tell that it's like there because it stuck out way too much when it was using that too tiny of a space. But the beach is coarse dirt, that's normal dirt. And you can't even really tell like which one is which until you start getting close. And I've left pretty much all this intact. This is all still like natural Minecraft generation. Except for some of these dirt blocks I put down to like, raise this up. But pretty much this whole beach is coarse dirt and then as you kind of get up, it looks like it just starts becoming like, normal dirt. Some of these coarse dirt blocks I might have placed, but I really doubt that. But we'll go ahead and go to this side now too. Because it does appear I was using this wrong. And I'll light this up really quickly. Yeah, like coarse dirt, that kind of like, you see the coarse dirt from here, you see how it just kind of like lines the top, but it doesn't go any deeper than that on all these different rows. And then it's got a beach of coarse dirt. The coarse dirt, I would always spawn on the top and then like dirt underneath it the whole way down. So the way I was using it, I was mixing it in the middle, and that's not a way I should have been doing it because this looks great, but the way I was doing it does not. So we're gonna have to figure something else out to texture it with because like I don't want to because I wanted the greenery first. That's the thing. That's kind of the reason why this whole thing was built the way it was because tired of living in a cave with all this extra stone and all this other bullshit. So that's why I focused on getting grass and all this dirt first, and then I can kind of build around that. And then it looks a lot more like natural, and it's not just stone, like 24/7 stone. Like, 'cause I'm tired of that. So I think natural dirt works for what this needs to be. If I find something else to texture it with, I will, and I'll probably update it. But otherwise, I don't mind this at all. I have got to find out what I should be doing with this though. Yeah, to really do the rest of this stuff, I need more terracotta. So, and a lot of different dyed terracotta, not just the red terracotta I've been getting. So that one's not going to happen for a while either. It will eventually, don't get me wrong. It just won't be for now. And this is supposed to kind of blend like natural terrain kind of back into this cubic stuff. So I think I need to work on this part a little bit and maybe these parts just a tiny little bit, but I don't dislike them. Yeah, actually, we'll go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and work on some of these other parts. Just so I can say I got it done. I should have a shulker box with dirt. Yeah, there we go. Bring that in. I'll sort a bunch of this away too. I just need it out for now. think this part's fine. This part needs a little bit more work. And all it takes is just something like kind of simple like this, so I don't need to do anything crazy, but I just can't have it be too ridiculously like this is flat, but because this is a lot more inland, I don't mind this being flat, and also it's a good walkway. So like what I would kind of do to just fix this up a little bit is just, you know, layer this with wood and then kind of replace, you know, like maybe have like another support beam here, for example, just so it's not all dirt this whole way through, the same color terracotta, and then replace this with terracotta, you know, replace this with terracotta, and you get the picture. But it's just gotta be something. We'll go ahead and do this. I should have this still, yeah. There we go. It's not supposed to be like that. And that means I can like dig this up a little bit and, you know. We'll go ahead and bring these. There we go. There we go. Oh. There we go. So then this could be terracotta. And then I could have it, you know, just be terracotta the whole way down. Because having a beam here, because of how thin that would make this stuff, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So we'll just have it be the same color terracotta all the way down through here, and, you know. But this works pretty well. And we make it turn. That's kind of the other issue too I have with some of these other parts is I think I should try and embed it into the kind of embed it into this wall here instead of actually trying to make it go all the way down. So instead of like bringing this up and then having it connect all this way, I think it's better to just have it be something like this, you know. Maybe I could bring it up and then, well, because I don't want it to get too fucking weird, so that's another issue. I think we'll drop that. Nope. Do something like this maybe? That looks better. Not quite correct, but at least better. So if I maybe chip this off then. And once that's, yeah, that looks better. Okay. A little nicer. I'd, you know, kind of outline this part pretty much. What else? We'll go ahead and do that. There we go. And again, I can always rework some of this stuff too, but I just need something put down. Just kind of as a proof of concept more than anything. Go ahead and make this into wood. Or, you know, the bark blocks rather. There we go. We need to break up this a little bit more. Then I want to I want to stagnate it, so it'll be about here. Here we go. That goes there. And that's actually fine the way it is up there, so. And all this stuff that's, you know, again, like here, we would replace with terracotta and all that. This is too small. This has got to be moved over just a little bit. And then we're going to move this over to help compensate. That's a good size. There we go, that's a little better. It won't be quite as even as I would have liked, but hell, I think that makes it look even better. There we go. Still looks like stagnated just enough for it to be good, but that's better. And then again, we just outlined this, and now I break it up with some more beams and all that, but you can kind of see it start to take shape and all that, you know, what I'm at least trying to do. And it'll be better when I actually get some more wood and I get some more to put together too, but the idea is there, and I think it works. But I need more terracotta for it to actually work, so I have to keep working on it. And we're out of wood. And we'd have another beam here connected up and connect it back up, and then probably our last beam would go into here, or it would go into the wall or something and then going up. And we don't need to outline everything. Like this part, for example, don't need to be outlined. It's just these very big, bulky parts need to be outlined, because some of this we can leave dirt, you know, to have for farming or whatever, but some of this needs to actually be wood, so I can, like, you know, put in the terracotta and all that to help break it up and add some color. But you can kind of see how it can start piecing together. And it'll look better too when I actually get, you know, terracotta in place and all that to add the color. And I need to rework some of this stuff just a tiny little bit for like proportions or whatever. Like maybe move this one in a little bit and then maybe like actually get rid of this part. But we'll go ahead and head back up to here so I can show that off a little bit more. And then we'll go check on the super smelter, and then I'll probably call it for today because I'm kind of tired of this. It's good too. It was a very good change of pace, but I can't terraform for too long on account of being stupid. So yeah, you can. Maybe I should actually move that back in a couple of blocks, honestly, because it does look kind of like it's setting itself up to be more of a pyramid. And then yeah, we'll do that. It won't take too long. Well, say it won't take too long, but you know. That's too long. There we go. You can see all the old pods that used to be here. Well, I guess it's still here. I just had it hidden for long enough. We'll kind of redo some of the terraforming for this just a little bit. Doesn't have to be anything too big. This has to be just a tiny little bit. Oh, that still works. That would still work. So we can go ahead and because we'll have to have yeah, okay, that still works. So we'll go ahead and bring this in. I think I'll add in a staircase up in this part or something. But we'll kind of go ahead and get this evened out. And it does match up pretty well. I would just have like cobblestone here, and then not cobblestone. I'd actually have. Where would I have? Maybe I'll push it back. Here we go. So the beam would actually be here. That way it still actually matches up properly, so we'd have... Here we go. Add some spruce wood. And then we would just have this go all the way over and then connect up to here, and then I'd fill this in with dirt just for a temporary stuff. So I'll actually do that now, just so I get a better idea. This will, this will be replaced out with terracotta again, the usual spiel. But yeah, about oh, and I have to bury this in the mud just a little bit. That means I can actually use some of this. Then we'd have it connect. We'd have these two connect up, and then I'd also have some spruce wood again. But that could help. And again, that goes up to the top or so about here, and then this would still be flat, all that kind of funny business. But I need more wood for this. I'm kind of out, so I'll have to go. I'll go plant some of these saplings real quick, and then I'll go ahead and actually check out the filter, and then I'll call it. It's fairly late, not too late, but late enough. I did not want to do any. Here we go. I'll bone meal those eventually too, and we're gonna go check on the super smelter, and then I'll call it done. We'll be working on more terraforming in the near future at least, so I still have to make sure I get those, all that sand and terracotta first. Not really first, but just at some point. Okay, so I've gone through a lot. And I haven't actually even picked up all my shulker boxes neither. I definitely left some out and about. Oh shit, I definitely left too many of them out. I know where they are at least, but damn. I guess I should know where they are. Kind of bad to lose them. Yeah, there we go. We'll take this back. Here it is. It's this one here. Take the puzzle and the coarse dirt. Oh, now out of space for them. That away. Go ahead and put these back. And I have got to go refill the super smelter, and that'll be fun. I'll just hold on to the spruce wood for now. Or I'll put it away in this box, so that way it's just out of my way. There we go. And we'll go ahead and get some more lava. And I'll have to go start sorting away some of that stuff. I've got to put staircases up in here at some point. Said I was going to do that and everything, and I just didn't. There we go. And we're out of sand to smelt too, so that's good. That means I can load in another couple of shulker boxes. And look at all this surplus lava we have. We have 31 buckets of extra lava, which is, again, why I want to make that other super smelter, because too much of a surplus. It is good to have extra, but at that point it's just kind of inefficient, so... Yeah, we'll go ahead and load these up first. Won't take too long. We'll send them on their way. Come on, man. Okay, seriously, there we go. Huh. Yeah, I really have got to get a better keyboard. Maybe it's not actually pressing on the shift properly, and I know I'm not hitting like Z or something, so... Just weird. And we'll go ahead and that. Here we go. I'll have to put in even more lava again. That's kind of funny. There we go. More of this. We don't have quite enough to fill up both of these shulker boxes, but we're really close, so that's good at least. And I'll leave it here too, just because, so I know that I'm almost done with it. I mean, yeah, look at that. We are starting to whittle it down. We got 11 boxes of sand left to smelt. I gotta go put some lava in the smelter. Go ahead and take these out of the way. Here today's stream's been definitely a little bit more boring than usual because, well, again, I'm just trying to break some kind of pace up for the, from all that terracotta and sand mining I've been doing the past couple of days. I'm tired of it. I just needed some break from it. So we'll probably go back to it again tomorrow in the very near future. And it really isn't that big of a deal. I had to take a little break. But, I think the bulk of the terraforming for my main base is done. Again, like the only other things I'd like to do are those bits with the colored terracotta, and then putting some wood trimming for the outside bits, and then later on we'd eventually add buildings and maybe villagers to house them and all that stuff. That's no guarantee, but it's something I should at least try. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, it's going pretty well. And once I get some, like, decorating done too, that should really help out a lot. But I don't know what I should texture that mountain with at some point, but I know I do, or at least I would like to try texturing it. I just don't really have any idea what I should use, because that coarse dirt did not look right. Like, there was something about it that was just slightly wrong. For it to not be something I wanted to do. But we'll go ahead and wait for some of this glass to smelt, so I can just go ahead and put that shulker box up. And, yeah. Oh, and I better go put it in their box. There we go. That's all done. Go ahead and put this tiny little bit of glass away. And we'll put this box away and I'll go ahead and call it. So got 18 boxes of glass and like 29 of terracotta. So we are starting to catch back up because all the other stuff is just sand right now. And it's taken a while for it to actually smelt because that super smelter needs to be bigger, or I need to build a second one. But I don't need to, it's just taking a while is all. It's not like I'm doing a lot with that extra time anyways. But yeah, for the record, it is currently day 359. And we're done for tonight. Been 2 hours flat right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it. But yeah, thank you guys again for watching, and I hope to catch you guys again next